Alright guys, this is Matt with Dynamic Mobile Audio and Detailing, and another video about my 2013 Outback. So today we went ahead and removed the grille. So how do you do that? There's multiple pull release it's held in by multiple clips. So what you'll do is you'll pry up on this, but don't pry all the way up, because then it pushes these back up about halfway up, and then you'll want to pull up on this. So you'll remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So once you have that off, you'll take this out from under behind the grill, and you want to pull the grill forward slightly. And back here, there's one screw there, and then you're gonna have to reach your hand behind the grill. There's another screw here, another screw here, and then one more there. That allows the entire grill to come off. That's how I went ahead and dipped mine. I taped off my badge, but blacked it out with hyper dip, and then reinstalled it. So today we're going to do 2 horns. These are the sharp tones. Now, I've done a couple days worth of research. These are 42 watts each. That's 84 watts total. At 13 volts, you're at 6.5 amps. No, at 13 volts, you're at 7 amps. And at 14, which is almost what's going on when the car is running, you're around 6 amps. What does that mean? That means that this car, from the factory, has a 7.5 amp fuse. Now, there's a rule that you're supposed to only use half of an amperage rating, but when you're installing car audio amps, there's usually 240 amps, or you put in an 80 amp fuse, sort of like this. This means that's fine. That translates to this cable should be enough to cover 2. So upon a little further discovery, if you look right here, I have a center horn and a right hand side horn. Both are 7.5. I disconnected this horn, and just for giggles, I went ahead and tested. And lo and behold, I have 2 horns. So my second horn is located here. So this means I'm definitely going to be okay replacing both horns. Now, I'm going to debate whether I want to move that one alongside of this one, so there's one on each side right here, or I can leave that one right there. What I'm probably going to do is move them both up here, up front. So because I don't want to cut any of my wires, what I did was I did get some crimp connectors, which I don't like to do, but again, I don't want to cut anything. So I got a male spade. What that's going to do is it's going to plug in to the harness down there and give me a raw end extension that I can get closer to my horn. What it's going to do is it's going to slide into the one that looks like this over here. And on the other end, I'm debating whether I want to do the female spade connector which will slip right onto the back spade, or if I want to solder and heat shrink directly to. Either way will work. The reason I moved the high from inside down here to here is because you can hear so much of it resonate inside of the cabin. And I like to be, we have an Infinity as one of our other vehicles, and you can barely hear the horn because they're located up front. I just feel like more people will hear them here than even having one there. So how I did this was, if you look down here, you'll see one wire in there. I did wrap it with dielectric grease before I put it in there. And that is a male connector. So what we did was we took a male connector, ran 12 gauge wire, that's 14 gauge wire. So ran one of those to the factory, built two of them. One for that one and one for this. No, actually we didn't do one for this one. So we built one of them. One end is that, and one is female. And that wire runs up over under the underside of this lip to the new location. I did have to make a slight bend to mimic what this one is in order for me to do it. This is still one of the factory bolts that was used down here. I just drilled and tapped, so I was able to use it in this location. I then used touch-up paint, touched up all the area so it doesn't rust. So each horn now has its own fuse. Now how I discovered this was when I went to go check the fuses for a rating. Again, I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, is there's two horns, a center and a right hand. So the center is this one, the right hand is this one. Each one has their own fuse. Plenty more power over the factory, and I just can't wait to get this out and hear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double check all my stuff. I already did do a quick test. Everything does work as it should. Going to go ahead and button up the grill and take it out for another test. But everything works as it should, just like factory. No extra relays whatsoever. Just went ahead and test fit everything. There is plenty of clearance on both horns. I don't know why they didn't put them here to begin with, but I think this is so much better. And you can notice them if you're really looking for them. So much better. So I'm going to go ahead and button this up, get this out for a test.